Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Urtuk Desolation. We're just going to heal ourselves up completely. There we go. He's injured himself again. This is why I don't like this guy. Okay. Okay. So now he should be healed. So if we take him to the fight, like I don't want to because he's not particularly good. Well, I don't say he's not particularly good, it's just we don't have the right gear for him. Right. Let's try the boss. I want to see what the boss is like. If it insta-kills us and it's game over, well, that's how it is. The last redoubt of civilization. This is where we must search for the cure, but first we must defeat the foul tyrant called the Necromancer. Prepare for the final challenge. Okay. That is a lot of enemies. Literally pretty much every single enemy type in the game, including some weird purple ones and whatever that is. I take it that's the Necromancer. I don't know what these purple ones are. These purple ones seem to be elite troops. Then you have these things. Okay. They seem to be probably, if I was going to say, I'd probably say they're necromantic servants or something brought back, but then there's some that aren't covered in weird purple stuff. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I doubt we'll be able to raise up that. Right, who do we want to take? He's better actually against swords than monsters, so we want not him. We want to have him. Okay, maybe if we can pop this up, we can then take the high ground and go from there. It will still take us a couple of turns to get up onto the high ground, but it might be worth it. Probably want to go from this side if nothing else, because over here we won't have much room to spread out. Man, this is going to be nasty. You'd think they give us more people to bring onto the battlefield for the final boss battle. I do wish that was something that you could get as you So I do wish that was something that you could get as you went deeper down, that your party size increased. Because there's a lot of enemies. Alright, this is him, the Necromancer. We must slay the tyrant of the ancient city to reach the gates. The Necromancer is able to reanimate slain units. When we kill one of his soldiers, he will raise them as a revenant. Note that when a revenant is killed, he is dead for good. Ah, Urtuk, so you are the one my master, the alchemist, has always talked about. Somehow you have slaughtered every bounty hunter I sent after you. But this is over now. I shall put an end to your problem for good. Prepare yourself for the iron embrace of death. Okay. That will give him loads of cover, unfortunately. You're up there. You can't do anything. Let's get to here and start. Okay, so we can't raise it. This is going to suck. Okay, so we literally can only sort of walk forward. Okay, I'm going to call this out right now. This seems just like a absolutely horrific level, because don't get me wrong, I like tactical challenges, but you have to understand, for example, normally how you'd get to these guys is that you would raise terrain and get up on there rather than walking all the way around. But they've basically, the developer has put terrain in that prevents you from raising it, so that gets rid of that completely tactic that you have. Which means you have to walk around the entire way getting shot at the entire time. It just seems a bit... It sounds a bit unfair. I'm going to say, don't get me wrong, I like... Yeah, because we're going to get killed just getting through the front door. But there's nothing else we can do, is there? Because the developers have set it up so that no matter what you do, you have to go through this way. Let's heal him. I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, I know that the game has a reputation for being grindy. A lot of people have said that they didn't like the fact that you have to grind a lot in Urtuk, and I'm not a fan of that per se. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish you could just get through the game with tactics alone rather than having to, you know, grind. Oh, I put the wrong thing on. Because, yeah, as you can see now, we're in the situation where... Oh, let's get rid of him. I don't know, I'm going to try my best. I don't want to complain. I'm not a fan of complaining. I just dislike... I dislike it when games add additional hurdles for the sake of just adding hurdles. After Savannah's death, his revenant will crawl forth from this hole. Behold the channelers. They channel dark energy to create new revenants for their master. Kill them to break the summoning. Okay. So he's straight out of Angel Pact. Okay. Problem is he's got a trap down, so he'll basically trigger it and will take damage. You need to get up here. You need to get last stand on him, and we'll put some healing on him as well. Right, let's take him out. You get up here and take him out. Yeah, and they'll bring more revenants out of the hole. That's fine. Let's get Aegis up. Okay, so let's see what these revenants actually cause. Bloodless. Okay, Revenant. Upon falling in battle, you will die. As a Revenant creature, you cannot sustain injuries. Okay. That was a mistake. Okay. So the question is how I want to basically deal with these guys. Getting to the tower is probably our best bet. I mean, the problem is there's so many of them. Like, do they? I suspect they expect you to basically do a creeping advance where you push up, fighting off waves of enemies that you activate and trying to kill them. I mean, I don't even know if that's possible, to be honest. I mean, we can send someone down here to try and kill off that guy, who's the channeler, but like he's got... This is the issue with... This is one of the reasons why the plan to sort of creep forward doesn't really hold up. Is that if we try and push forward and attack, these guys here, which are basically acting in a deterrent role, will activate. Because think about it, we get up here, we know how the AI works, which is that if you don't get close to them, they won't really sort of come online. So if we get close to him, these will come online and they'll come out. That is problematic because they're a really nasty combo to try and fight in defensive position. So our best bet is to hold high ground, kill off the revenants as they turn up, and then try and push on to here so we don't get attacked by multiple angles. Is it as simple as that? No. He's got a suit at him, but we got poison resistance. That's fine. Right, throw last stand on him. Shield ally for melee attack. How do we want to do this? What will that do? That's just mud. Ooh, that's damage increase. That's not great. No, I need to pull them out. Okay, let's start by taking care of him. Oh, I should have taken that stupid thing off. I forgot about it. Right. We need to go and start hacking up on this guy. You're going to get up here and flank him. Double strike him. You're going to back up. I forgot that he had him pinned. That was my mistake. Now, right out of the ground he pops. Okay. Get Aegis on him so he's not taking any more damage. Okay, I should have taken that artifact off because that's actually really bad. That's my own mistake. Okay. Let's get some stuff going. Retaliate on him. He's got not much. Yeah, he hasn't got any mending left, which is just a problem. Rejuvenate. Let's get to here. Push him onto the mud. And let's try and get rid of him. Okay, I should have gotten rid of that blood thing on him, because now this is just becoming a pain. I kept forgetting to do it. He can't be pushed. Yeah, he's got stalwart. That is really bad. Sealed ally. If I go on there, it's going to be a ton of damage because of the mud. Let's move here, switch that, do that. And then who do you want to shoot at? Yeah, let's just straight get up. We'll get last stand on him, and we'll take him out of the race. Okay, you can go back to there. Alright, well they're leaving some of their guards. We could try and push. Send one person around here and try and catch one of the summoners out. That could be something. Oh, let's try it at least. Right. Yeah, see, they're going to be protecting the caster. I knew it was a stupid idea to go for him. And now I've got myself into a situation where I can't... Yeah. I should have moved earlier. Because now he can't get healed. Not realistically speaking. He needs to fall back and run away. And we're stuck in this really bad chokehold that I can't break out of the taunt, and I haven't got enough people close up to... Yeah. So I can't break out of the taunt. Yeah. I messed this up when I was trying to kill this guy. This guy's just too tough. Because we can't break through. We can't move this guy, and because we can't move this guy, he's going to continually keep taunting him. which is really bad news because if he keeps taunting him, I'm actually at a relatively loss how we can break him out. Because we can't push him. He's got stalwart. He's got a ton of other things. And he's just constantly re-healing. Man, this is just unpleasant. I don't know what I'm supposed to be able to do, because like he can't be pushed. Like, let's just look at the stuff he has. He's got poison criticals. He's bloodless, so he's immune to bleeding, because he's a revenant. He's got painful healing. He's got leeching double strike. He's got protector, natural resistance, cannibalism, sealed. Like, does he get his armor back? I thought I broke through his armor. No, his shield's gone at any rate. That's good. But he just regens so much health. Okay. And I don't know. Like, I don't know if... Like, I really don't know how we're supposed to win this fight. Because I don't like grinding in games. It's a pet peeve of mine that I hate the fact that some games expect you to have to grind for like hours and hours just to be able to beat certain bosses. And it's like, no, I don't like doing that. I'm not a person that enjoys grinding. So if the game expects me to... the only way that I'm supposed to be able to win this is by just grinding for ages, that I'm not going to do it. I mean, do they expect me to just flank this guy or something? I mean, because I'm putting down all my abilities and all my tricks and things to beat this guy. He's dead, so my berserker's down, so my main damage dealer is down. Right, so he's died and come back as a revenant. So my own units now are basically fighting me. Fantastic. Yeah, I've pretty much given up hope of winning at this point, but... Has he got stalwart? No, okay, that's good to know. That's a nice change. I have to admit, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I've never got to the Necromancer before, so I'm really happy about actually fighting him. I just want to have a look what he has. He's got no armor, but he's got a ton of HP. So let's just have a look at the Necromancer. The creature is an enigma. Yeah, so he can't be pushed. Okay, that's fine. Unbreakable, elusive, giant-hearted, Axeman, strong, isolated. He's basically got all the things. He's got Revenant Soul, Heavy Charge, Assassin's Retreat. He's basically got everything. Well, isn't that nice? Okay, so I doubt that I can even kill this guy on it, like even if he didn't have minions. He's come back. Like at this point I've just sort of not given up hope, but I've pretty much resigned myself to the fact that there's no way for me to win this. Because like he just resists everything. Like he's just a massive. It's the kind of boss that I dislike because he has so many like things attached onto him that it means that most strategies are pretty pointless. I can see what the designer wants you to do, which is the designer wants you to basically knock out the summoners, so that you can, if you get beaten, your guys can retreat and you'll have them on your side. Unfortunately, I don't see how you do that without doing an absurd level of grinding before the boss fight. I know I'm a bit under level, but I'm of the opinion that you should be able to beat bosses if you just understand the mechanics and the system well enough to basically do it. I've never been one person to. I've never been a gamer that agrees with the concept that you have to like grind for hours and hours and hours to basically to be able to beat something. And the problem with this is that it really feels like the boss is not beatable unless you've grind your characters to such a level that that you. Because, like, for example, like they say, oh, like you should leave the first floor of this game at level 20, which is just, in my opinion, just like silly. Like people said, oh, like level 20 to get out of this, to get out of the first level. Like you could, like once you get to a particular level, the enemies stop basically level matching you as you go up. So once you get to a particular level, the enemies sort of fall behind you scale-wise, and you have lots of power. But it's like, I'm not going to grind to get all my people to level 20 because it's not enjoyable for the viewers. And so I managed to fight all my way down to the final boss before even getting to level 20, which shows you that it's capable of doing it. But the thing is, we're here, and it's pretty apparent to me that you can't beat the final boss if you're under a particular level. The enemies, there's too many enemies. The fact that he can come back as revenants, the fact that he is literally stuffed to the gills with pretty much with nearly every anti feat buff in the game. So he doesn't bleed, he doesn't take any debuffs, he can't be pushed, he can't be hit with critical strikes or anything like that. It just seems I don't know. I know he's supposed to be the final boss in the game, but I'm not playing this on a particularly difficult setting. He just feels a bit unbalanced. And we are defeated. And we are pushed back. Okay, so we don't permanently lose them. So we absorb it. And this is the thing. Like, the game doesn't say it's over. It says, oh yeah, you've pushed back, you can train, you can grind and get your levels up, and you can do stuff like this. But the thing is that we would have to grind for a long time to get our levels up high enough to basically beat that boss, which isn't enjoyable. I want a sort of enjoyable content, and I want to basically keep it interesting for the viewers. And me sort of trundling around just doing grinding or grinding off camera isn't something that I'm particularly inclined to do. But I think, like, for a first attempt at the full release, this run has gone really well. We've got all the way down to the final floor. We've fought the Necromancer. We've beaten all the other bosses, which is something I've never done before. If we're being honest, I haven't played this game since it went into full release. So I haven't actually fought all of the new bosses they put in. I had never encountered them before. This was my first time fighting them. So I'm really happy with how it's turned out. And so I think probably what a smart thing to do would be, I mean, I actually don't know if you can retire. Can you retire? I don't think you can. Like, there used to be like, because how do you? Sorry, I'm just trying to think about this out loud. How do you actually then unlock the new faction? That's something. Let's check that out. We'll save. And we'll go to main menu. And we'll go start a campaign. Oh no, it's unlocked here. I was wondering, I thought that, because like obviously this is a roguelike game. So I was wondering, oh, do we have to get party wiped to unlock the new factions? But no, they're here, so like we got unlock the Swampers for getting the Zone 2, unlock the Forsaken for getting Zone 3, Vampires for Zone 3. Yeah, getting through the Zone 3 gave us all like the Werebeast and Vampires and everything. Beasts, Zone 4. Necro Reavers, Zone 4. And then probably that would be the not the Forsaken, but the Valadin, basically the very elite troops. We'll probably get that. But yeah, that would be interesting. But the thing is, like I said, I don't want to grind. If I was going to do any grinding, I'd do it off camera. But I think this is a good place to call it for the campaign. I know it's going to be a bit disappointing for everyone viewing, but I don't have the time or inclination to basically sit down for however many hours it is. We're probably going to be looking at like multiple, like 10 hours or something like that. Something maybe less than like 5 hours, 6 hours. But I don't want to have to invest that much time in just pure grinding just to get our characters up. And on top of that, there would be everything else along the lines of like the bounty hunters don't stop coming. They just gotta keep coming. And so it's just a bit of it just draws the series out into something that isn't enjoyable for you, the viewer, to watch, and it's not enjoyable for me, the player, to basically play. So I think we're going to call it here for our first run at Urtuk the Desolation, the full release. I've been Cornish-knight. I hope you have enjoyed. Please press the like button, please press the subscription button, it helps me a lot. And we'll probably dive back into this at a later date with probably one of the unlocked factions, which I have been told by people, like, if you want to try and beat the game, some of the more like advanced factions have a better chance of doing it than the base faction. But I look forward to seeing how that pans out. I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye, folks.